finally got to plant something on our permaculture property next door. So this is our first planting. We are doing market garden style beds, no dig beds, in the front yard. And so we used to till and do that a lot, but especially in a residential area, like we're just in a regular suburban cul-de-sac, double cul-de-sac. When you're going above ground, you obviously don't have to find out where the wires or pipes are or anything like that. So we're just doing one bed at a time because that's what we can handle. Obviously my husband doing most of the work and kids helping out. So the main things that we used were cardboard, compost, wood chips, and these frames that were actually gifted to us via our friend Shawna that came from Kira's house from Homestead Dreaming. Thankfully the cardboard was free from my husband's work, as well as the wood chips. That when we took down the trees in the backyard and stuff, they were chipped right here and dumped in a pile. And then the compost we did purchase from a local source, well, as local as we could get from Tulsa. Not like our favorite quality, whatever, because we found a lot of stuff in it. But it is working, and we have sifted out things that we don't want in, like glass and plastic. Anyways, so how it works for the no dig method is you lay down cardboard so that you smother the grass. Without it having light, it dies, and without digging in the ground, you're not disturbing the life in the ground, you know, the microbial, yeah, all that good stuff. Anyways, super scientific. We're just telling you how we do things. We are not the source. Anyways, but we copy the Charles Dowding method, no dig. So then we put the frames on and we wetted it to hold the cardboard down as much as we could. We had a few mishaps in there that were pretty epic. Then we put the compost in, well, and then the mulch around the sides, and it's about 8 inches. So that should give us more than enough to not have to worry about grass or weeds coming over. We made sure the cardboard was overlapped at least 4 to 6 inches. So on the seams and stuff. But so 8 inches thick. And then what we did is we planted, this is going to be our cut flowers. So both for our own enjoyment and just to bring in more pollinator power, as well as to sell to local florists and farmers market and whoever wants them. But we thought putting it up front right on the street would just be really beautiful and a blessing to our neighbors as we start this project. And then it helps us also just kind of have a little bit of a barrier, and then we'll put the rest of the beds in a different angle, which you'll see later. But so here we have planted in the front 3 different kinds of dahlias along the very front part of this bed, and then everlasting flowers or straw flowers from saved seed from the last few years. So just fingers crossed that they have a good germination rate. And those are kind of sprinkled in the middle. And then in the back, we did a mixture of double Sun King sunflowers from Baker Creek, heirloom seeds. We love their stuff, and just love how like fluffy and crazy they look. So that will be neat. And then just a couple of lily bulbs in between, and they're supposed to be a kind that has this kind of like black edge around it, so that will pop. In the bed down there that's a little bit higher and square, that we have sitting more like a triangle, that's where I put zinnias. So we have Envy, Queen Red Lime, and Giant Mix. The other thing we're gonna do is adding herbs within the mulched area right next to the curb. So perennial herbs that will stay there and kind of bush out that are low growing. We don't know all the perennial herbs we want to do there yet, but some of them we've talked about are like Russian sage, lavender. Anyways, the cold hardy and can handle a lot of full sun. Anyways, if you have suggestions, feel free to drop them in the comments. So this is our first market garden bed, no dig bed, on our permaculture property that we are slowly building. So just one bed at a time. One reason that we're sharing this isn't because we want to show off how awesome our cardboard laying skills are, because we know that's not the case. It's actually to empower others to make small steps where you're at for whatever you're growing, whatever you want to do to become more self-sufficient or resilient as times change. It helps when you're already doing stuff. So just to empower you that you don't have to do everything at once, that you can break it off into small steps, and that there is nothing wrong with that. Kind of getting over that big success picture of, I just want the end, and being okay with giving yourself room and time to grow beautiful things and learning along the way to make progress is what makes you a better gardener, and we think people too. So we hope that you're encouraged to do crazy things in your neighborhood or wherever you're at. Kind of break the status quo of that and take small steps to grow beautiful things. And thanks for coming along with us.